then hey, they'll be able to break down way more to the story, okay? All right. Let's go to Detroit, baby. Let's go to Detroit. This doggone kidnapping. Did y'all say that? Did y'all see the kidnapping? Baby. When I tell y'all, let me see. Let me put myself down so y'all can see the kidnapping. Right down there at the bottom. Okay? Look down at the bottom. That's him. That's him, y'all. That's the kidnapper. And the boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, because she was trying to break it off. He did not take no for an answer. And this is what has occurred. We have a lot of details, y'all, with this story, and I broke it down from beginning to the end. And when I say the end, as far as news that had just came out maybe 3 hours before the show started. So I'm taking y'all back to the beginning, how everything occurred, to this man being captured, to the surprise detail. Baby, the surprise detail that's gonna blow your mind. If you don't already know, I gotta bring my show on at 9 o'clock at night. You know what I'm saying? My kids gotta be get ready for bed at least. You know? So when I tell y'all I got a surprise detail, the last clip, mind blown. Mind blowing. So let's get started. This is called Kidnapped. Here we go. Detroit, Michigan, baby.
Following breaking news from Detroit, police are searching for a local nurse after they say she was kidnapped outside a Detroit hospital. Thanks for joining us. I'm Will Jones.
And I'm Pamela Osborne. Police say 29-year-old Patrice Miller was last seen around 7:40 this morning near Detroit Receiving Hospital. Jacqueline Francis is there live with a briefing from police. Jacqueline?
Yeah, police say the woman was getting in her car this morning when a man jumped in, pushed her aside, and took off with both of them inside. Detroit police are calling it a kidnapping. 29-year-old Patrice Wilson was reportedly taken around 7:40 this morning.
We're asking and we're actually seeking the safe return of our victim.
The local nurse had just gotten into her car in a parking lot near Detroit Receiving Hospital when a man jumped in.
And he approached our victim as she was getting into her driver's side of her vehicle. He then got inside of the vehicle, forced her over, and fled with her inside.
The two took off in a black 2020 Lincoln Nautilus. The suspect has been identified as 36-year-old Jameer Miller. He's considered armed and dangerous. Authorities say he was wearing a blonde wig at the time of the abduction. Police believe the victim and the suspect knew one another.
We're thinking it may be domestic related.
Anyone with information is asked to call police, or you can submit tips anonymously at 1-800-SPEAK-UP. Reporting live in Detroit.
And thanks for staying up with us early on a Sunday morning. Moments ago, police confirmed the body of Patrice Wilson has been found.
She is the Detroit nurse who investigators say was kidnapped leaving work yesterday morning. Let's get out to our Megan Woods with the very latest on this. Megan.
Rod, Priya, just a disturbing and heartbreaking update to this case. As you mentioned, Patrice Wilson now confirmed dead. Now, what sources are telling us is that that 29-year-old was found shot in the back of an SUV that was parked in her Novi apartment complex off of Haggerty. Here's what we know leading up to her death. Patrice was last seen around 7:40 yesterday morning near Detroit Receiving Hospital where she worked. Police say the nurse had just gotten into her car in a parking lot near the hospital when a man jumped in, and police say that man is suspect Jameer Miller. He's said to be armed and dangerous and still out there. So if you have any information, you're asked to call Detroit police. We're still gathering so much information, and at the top of 7 o'clock, we will have another report to tell you what we know. But as right now, we are still gathering details, but what we do know is Patrice Wilson is now confirmed dead. She was found shot in a trunk of an SUV in her apartment complex in Novi. Reporting live in Detroit.
Okay, we are back. We are back. We are back. Everybody that just entered the building, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You came right on time, baby, because I want everybody to see this. Okay, kidnapped. That's the name of this story. Kidnapped. This happened in Detroit. Young lady, she's a nurse, came walking out from work, goes to get in the car, in her car, may we add, and her ex-boyfriend, because she tried to break it off with him, but they ain't know. Them clips I just showed y'all, they ain't know just yet. At least the public didn't know just yet. We'll say that. So, y'all need to stick around now, because I got the mama. Mama got something to say. Grandma got something to say. I got everything. And the special detail that popped out of the sky today. If they don't leave this man in prison, baby. Anyways, so this young man comes with a wig on, y'all. A blonde wig. A blonde wig. See her coming out. He already know what time she gets off, apparently, because that was his boyfriend, his girlfriend. But like I said, she tried to break it off with him. So he decides that he just gonna force himself in her car while she getting in, pushed her all the way over, and takes off in the car. Okay, takes off with the car. She inside. At this point, the first clip they didn't know where she was at. They just know she was kidnapped. The second clip, they have found her body. They found her body. Where did they find her body at? Allegedly, they found her body in her apartment complex, in the trunk of her SUV, baby. Her own SUV, baby. Let's go ahead and keep the story rolling. Here we go.
Detroit family looking for answers after their loved one was found dead in the trunk of her car.
Please find them. Don't let them get away with this. She didn't deserve it.
A manhunt is underway tonight to find this man in connection to her kidnapping. It's a tragic Mother's Day for the family of 29-year-old Patrice Wilson. Thanks for joining us. I'm Will Jones.
And I'm Priya Mann, in for Pamela Osborne. After Patrice Wilson's shift Saturday morning, police say Jameer Miller approached her as she was getting into her SUV, forced her over, and fled with her inside. Police discovered Wilson's body last night in the parking lot of her Novi apartment complex. Her family still has so many questions. The biggest one, why has he not been found? Megan Woods spoke with them about what these nearly 36 hours have been like.
Her son cannot hold her and say Happy Mother's Day to her today. That bothers me.
And Patrice's mom, Rosalind Livingston, wants it to bother you too, so much that you helped them find Jameer Miller. Police consider him armed and dangerous. Rosalind says the two used to date.
She dated him for a while, and she's been trying to get away from him because she know he was toxic for her. I've been told him. A mother knows.
She even shared with us this viral video of what's believed to be Jameer outside of Patrice's home in 2021.
You breaking in my house, Jameer?
Now, as a mother who had to see her daughter at the morgue today, she says,
yeah, I can't say the perpetrator name because you took the life out of her. And I seen it today.
She tries to think of happier times.
She was even thinking about going back to school. And I was like, oh, what you gonna be, an anesthesiologist nurse? You gonna be making that money, girl.
But then it hits that she's gone. Patrice's grandmother, Pamela Golden, can't make sense of it.
She knew what she wanted to do, how she wanted to do. She was a good girl. She didn't deserve this. She definitely didn't deserve this.
Someone knows something. They're sure of it.
I need the streets to talk. We need to find the person who killed Patrice so she can have some justice.
If you have any information, you're asked to call 1-800-CRIME-STOPPERS or Detroit Police Department. In Detroit, Megan Woods, Local 4.
All right, thank you, Megan. Again, take a look at your screen. Police are also looking for 36-year-old Jameer Miller. Investigators are looking for a black 2020 Lincoln Nautilus with Michigan license plate number OPKS20. Anyone with information is asked to call police right away or submit tips anonymously through Crime Stoppers at 1-800-SPEAK-UP.
Hey, Mama Peach in the building. Hey, Pooh. Happy what Mother's Day again? Because every day is Mother's Day for you, baby. And Lakeisha is in the building. Hey, Lakeisha. Thank you for joining us tonight. Now, let me say something. Because remember when y'all heard the mama say it's time for the streets to start talking? Baby, she wasn't lying. She wasn't lying. This girl became missing on Saturday. On Saturday. Mother's Day Eve. And she has a child. And she has a mother. And a grandmother. But she became missing on Mother's Day Eve. Then, here comes Mother's Day. Mother's Day comes, they find the body in the trunk of her car in her apartment complex. And they had to go and tell her mom this on Mother's Day. Jesus. On Mother's Day. It was so many of us out there enjoying ourselves with our mamas, having a good time, loving, spoiling, just having a great time with our parents. But there are other with our mothers. Some people did have their fathers to come along just as well. But some people didn't have their mothers here. You know what I'm saying? Some people didn't have their grandmothers here. Some people lost their mothers, what, the day before? 3 days, a year, 2 years, 10 years, regardless. This woman had to endure on Mother's Day that her child was murdered and put in her trunk. Baby, when I say horrible, when I say that's horrible, that's horrible. But we ain't done. We ain't done. When I tell y'all, I got the surprise clip again that's gonna blow y'all mind. The surprise clip, and it's coming right up. It is coming up. But let's get back into the story.
According to a source of ours, Patrice Wilson was found dead in this Novi apartment complex early Sunday morning. Her body was found with gunshot wounds stuffed in the trunk of her own car. The last time that Patrice was seen was early Saturday morning when she was kidnapped. According to Detroit police, Patrice Wilson was leaving her overnight shift outside a Detroit medical center when this suspect, Jameer Miller, approached her wearing a blonde wig. Saturday, we spoke to Wilson's mother, Rosalind Livingston, who at the time told us,
I got a call. Someone said they were talking to Patrice on the phone and they heard her screaming.
Her daughter's phone went dead after that. Detroit police said Miller approached Wilson as she was getting into the driver's side of her car and forced her over, then fled with her inside. Livingston revealed to us that Miller was her daughter's ex-boyfriend, and he was obsessive. Here's what she had to say on Saturday.
The more she pulled away, he was sending flowers. If you go by her house, there's things at her door that she kind of like left there to let him know that I'm not accepting things from you.
Wilson's mother also shared with us that Patrice was very smart, and so she was holding out hope that her daughter may be able to talk her way out of the situation. But tragically, we now know that Wilson was shot and killed and found in the trunk of her own car Sunday morning. This is the second child Rosalind Livingston has lost, and this time, heartbreakingly, she lost her daughter on Mother's Day. Livingston described her daughter Patrice as quiet, studious, and a good mother. She said she was leaving work Saturday to take a nap and go to her second job. Patrice Miller leaves behind a son. DMC has released a statement expressing how sad they are about this situation, and police are not commenting on Jameer Miller at this time. Reporting in
Breaking news on a murder manhunt. Sources are telling us that the man wanted for kidnapping and killing a 29-year-old nurse has been captured. And that is where we start our news this noon with breaking news. Thank you for joining us. I'm Rhonda Walker. Police say that Jameer Miller kidnapped Patrice Wilson on Saturday from Detroit's Receiving Hospital's parking lot. Her body was then found the next day. Within the last 30 minutes, we have learned that he is now in custody. Sean Lay got a chance to get that update from investigators. And Sean, I understand you also talked to Patrice's grief-stricken family.
Good afternoon, Rhonda. We're up here on the west side. We just left Patrice Wilson's grandmother's home and mother's home, where they are reacting with so much emotion after this awful roller coaster ride involving their loved one, Patrice Wilson. And they are confirming what we've been able to confirm through sources, that the main suspect here, Jameer Miller, is now in custody. Let me show you some video and break all this down for you, because it all unfolded this weekend as Patrice Wilson, a nurse at Detroit Receiving, simply ending her shift early Saturday morning after 7 a.m., and she was abducted. And immediately, Detroit police named her ex-boyfriend, Jameer Miller, as the key suspect. Later that day, Wilson's body was found in her own SUV at her own apartment complex. That happened over in Novi. So that kicked off a long, painstaking manhunt for Jameer Miller that went into Saturday night, all day Sunday, and ended this morning. I just spoke to Patrice Wilson's grandmother, who had this instant reaction about the news today. How did you find out?
We got a call this morning saying that they had picked him up, and we're so happy about that. Now we got to go forward. You know, it's still a lot of more questions that need to be asked, but right now we need to try to get her laid out. And my daughter's kind of really upset right now.
So Patrice Wilson's grandmother is saying, yes, we found out from Detroit police that Miller is in custody. So they're reacting to that. At the same time, Rhonda, planning Wilson's funeral. Just an awful situation here. We're looking into details on how Miller was taken into custody. We're hearing that perhaps he turned himself in at some point this morning. We will get to that. But right now, officially from DPD, we're waiting for a 4 o'clock news conference from DPD. We'll have it covered for you, but we can confirm that Miller now is in custody. That manhunt is over. Back to you.
All right. Detroit did their thing. Detroit did their thing. My hat off to them. This happened on, she was kidnapped on Sunday. And I'm sorry, she was kidnapped on Saturday. My bad. And on Saturday, her body was found. She was kidnapped on Saturday. And on Sunday, her body was found in the trunk of her car. And he turned himself in, baby. He turned himself in. It's a sad situation. It's a very, very sad. Like, who said that in the comments? Who was that? That's it. BG. Hey, BG. BG said, very sad. Accomplished young lady deserved better. He looks very mean. Yes, she was very accomplished. She was a nurse doing her thing. She had a son. The man was abusing her. They was in a domestic violence situation per her mother, and you all heard that on the clip that I played. So it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. Hey, SK Miles, thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks for joining us, and everybody out there, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Now it's time for the surprise twist. Is y'all ready for this? This is the last clip on Kidnapped. This took place in Detroit for those that just coming in. Also, before I play this surprise twist that y'all don't want to miss, I promise you that. I have an assistant now. Yes, we moving on up in feature tea time world, y'all. We moving on up that ladder. But I have an assistant now. One of the things that my assistant will be doing, actually starting with this show right here, we decided that being that I play so many clips, sometimes people can't stay all the way to the end. So what we will be doing, well, my assistant, she will be breaking up the clips, each story. So from the time that I started the kidnap story all the way to the end, we're going to go ahead and just post that video on YouTube. Okay? So all the clips will be posted on YouTube under the video tab or under the live tab. Okay? Under PGT time spelled with the Y. So make sure y'all subscribe. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. Okay? But it will be shown over there. You could go over there and see it. They should be no longer than 15, 20 minutes each. Okay? So let's get into this last one. The surprise twist. Let me go and take the banner down, baby, because it is right now. The surprise twist is right now. Coming up right now. Watch it. Here we go.
Let's start first with this awful murder of a Detroit nurse. The chief a few minutes ago classifying this homicide as a domestic situation. Apparently, that nurse we spoke of, Patrice Wilson, and this suspect, Jameer Miller, had recently broken up, and he would not take no for an answer. We understand that he turned himself in Sunday at the Detroit Detention Center alongside his attorney, and those charges for now are pending. But after his picture has been circulating here on Fox 2, really all over social media the last couple of days, some things have come to light. Apparently, Miller is tied to another missing woman from back in 2011.
It's freaky.
When news spread last weekend that 36-year-old Jameer Miller was wanted in connection to the kidnapping and murder of local nurse Patrice Wilson, it hit differently for this family.
Jameer, the grandson, say, "Ma, Daddy on TV." They was sitting in the living room, and he was watching TV, and he was on the news.
Jameer Miller Sr. is linked to a missing nursing student, 24-year-old Bianca Green, who went missing in 2011, last seen in Inkster. She was pregnant. Miller and Bianca had dated and have a child together, Jameer Jr. Here is Miller at a Crime Stoppers press conference back then, holding their son.
It's hard being a single father, and it's hard for me to even tell him what's going on.
We ain't never give up hope, but we was trying to give Jameer the benefit of the doubt.
But now, after 12 years, this family is questioning everything after learning Miller was arrested in connection to Patrice's death. She was found shot to death in the trunk of her car in Novi after being kidnapped leaving for work at Detroit Receiving Hospital Saturday. In Bianca's case, family always suspected foul play. You know she wouldn't have left Jameer Jr.
She wouldn't have never left Jameer. That was her Velcro. She wouldn't have never left her son.
Miller has an extensive criminal history for gun and drug charges, assault, drunk driving, and running from police. He was questioned but never charged in Bianca's disappearance. Romulus police, who led that case, did not respond to our calls to see if the case will now be re-examined. What do you hope comes out of this now that Jameer's in custody?
That we get some type of closure.
Chief White very much aware of that case involving Bianca Green. He says they're now working with Romulus police, sharing notes, comparing investigations to now see if this changes anything from a case. This family has been desperately looking for answers over the last 12 years. I can't imagine it wouldn't be re-examined at this point. Now, involving the latest homicide that we were discussing earlier, no charges against Miller at this point. We will continue to keep in touch with the prosecutor's office.
I ain't on mute. And I put that logo, that banner up there on purpose. If y'all don't sit there and give me my doggone credit, how I sit there and I find these clips for y'all, baby, it takes time to find this stuff and put this stuff together. Baby, when I tell you, when I saw the very first clip, I said, "Oh, Peaches, Tea Time got to see this. I got to put my research on for this. It's a must. It is a must." Baby, when I tell you, when I saw that last clip, I had already been saying, I got all these clips to show them. I got all this. I cannot add another clip. Baby, when I saw that, I said, "Oh, we will be adding this clip." I could not believe this. This man could have possibly, allegedly, took out Bianca. He possibly took out Bianca 12 years ago. Baby, you can't run from God. Baby, you can't run from God. You can't run from him. Baby, you will get caught one way or the other. Even if they never find Bianca's body, you best believe he finna be in there for both of them, because he ain't coming out. He is not coming out. I just couldn't believe it. And Jameer Jr., Jameer's son. His son, that man's son, told his grandpa, my daddy on TV. Daddy is on TV. Your daddy on TV? What you mean your daddy on TV? Daddy is on TV. Then look, I know that. Sarah, get in here, Sarah. Get your. Do you see? Jameer ass the took out Patrice. Baby. I know he done did this time, baby, Bianca. Baby, I'm telling you. It's a sad situation. It's a sad situation, but it's also a lesson learned. You cannot run from God. He will catch up with you. And I pray that Bianca's family gets some closure. 12 years. 12 years. She was a nurse too. She was a nurse. Baby, if y'all don't put Detroit, police, detectives, all y'all. If y'all don't put two and two together and make four, I don't know what to tell y'all. Shoot. Don't have me stop reporting on y'all if y'all Detroit, detectives, judges, jury, all y'all. Every last one of y'all. Y'all better make the right decision. Y'all better make the right decision. That's all I got to say. You better make the right decision on this one. Because we all going to be watching this. We all going to be watching to see what y'all going to do. Baby. And y'all better make sure y'all research everything. Research everything. And the young lady was from Romulus. So they said they will be connecting. I saw the press conference with the chief of police, and he said that they will be getting with Romulus and everything and exchanging information, going through files to see if anything connects. So hopefully we all need to pray that this stuff connects so that Bianca's family can have closure if he did it. If he did it. But like they said, Bianca would not have ever left Jameer Jr. Like Jameer did. Jameer, you just left Jameer Jr. Dummy. Oh, okay. Carmen said, Lord, this man done kidnapped and killed somebody. Girl, another nurse on top of that. Another nurse. That poor family. Unbelievable. It's sad. It's sad. BG said, a nursing student and a nurse. Can't believe it. Wow. Yeah. Crazy. Who y'all? I gotta get that out of my spirit. Okay, so because when we come back, we going to the gas station. Okay. Now I'm be honest with y'all. I could not remember if I played this or not, but I know I didn't play both of the clips because I done watched this clip several times. So hopefully I hadn't played it for y'all before. But we getting into this gas station. I know y'all want to know what happened at the gas station. Don't worry, you gonna see. But first, let's get into this commercial break. And here we go.
Don't forget to tune in each and every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, and 6 p.m. Pacific for Peachy Tea Time, Peachy News Edition. On Peachy News, they have families that come on live to tell their loved one's story on how they were murdered through gun violence, domestic violence, the prison system, and even by the police. Tune in each and every Wednesday night.
Come join us on Peachy Tea Time. Peachy Tea Time.
Hey y'all, it's your girl, the missus with the kisses, baby. Mwah. Y'all enjoying the show? Is y'all enjoying the show, baby? We are getting it in each and every Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern. We are on Roku TV. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube page. Make sure you follow me on my Facebook pages. And also follow me on Twitch and IG just as well, baby. Each and every Monday. Each and every Monday. Where I'm solo dolo, baby. Unless I got a special guest. But I love y'all so much. It's so important that you share these videos. So please continue to share. I love you all. Bye.